Dr. Elias Vance stood outside the fortified warehouse, his hands trembling slightly as he adjusted the maintenance uniform that felt 2 sizes too large. 5 years ago, he'd been presenting papers at quantum physics conferences in Geneva. Now he was about to commit the crime of the century. The black market diamond dealer, a man known only as Constantine, had contacted him 3 months prior. The offer was simple: design an unbreakable quantum lock for his vault, or face consequences for debts Vance couldn't begin to repay. What Constantine didn't know was that Vance had built a backdoor into his own creation. The quantum lock was a marvel of modern physics, a device that used the strange behavior of subatomic particles to secure a vault door. The principle was elegant and terrifying. The lock existed in a superposition of states, simultaneously locked and unlocked until observed. Any attempt to tamper with it would cause the quantum wave function to collapse in a specific way, triggering a thermite reaction that would incinerate everything inside the vault within seconds. The dealer's entire fortune, $30 million in untraceable diamonds, sat behind that door, protected by the very fabric of reality itself. Vance had spent weeks studying the security patterns. Constantine employed 6 guards, all former Spetsnaz operators with kill counts that would make a serial killer blush. They rotated in 8-hour shifts, each man a professional who took his job with deadly seriousness. The warehouse had no windows, 3 exits, and enough firepower to start a small war. But Vance wasn't planning to fight. He was planning to cheat physics. The vulnerability existed in the quantum realm itself. While designing the lock, Vance had discovered that a specific low-frequency sound wave, precisely 18.7 Hz, could temporarily stabilize the particles in a coherent state. It was a frequency so low that human ears couldn't detect it, existing just below the threshold of perception. For exactly 4 minutes and 37 seconds, the lock would enter a paused state, neither locked nor unlocked, frozen in quantum limbo. The cleaning cart he wheeled through the security checkpoint contained more than mops and detergent. Hidden in a false bottom was a specialized acoustic generator, designed to emit the exact frequency needed. Vance had built it from salvaged military equipment and parts ordered from a dozen different suppliers across 3 continents. No single component was illegal, but together they formed the key to the most sophisticated lock on Earth. Maintenance, Vance muttered to the guard at the inner checkpoint, showing forged credentials that had cost him $5,000. The guard, a scarred man with eyes like chips of ice, barely glanced at them before waving him through. The vault room was exactly as Vance remembered from the installation. Concrete walls 3 feet thick, reinforced with steel mesh. The quantum lock itself was a work of art, a sleek panel of brushed titanium housing the quantum processor, its surface reflecting the dim emergency lighting like a mirror. Vance positioned the cart precisely 6 feet from the vault door. Distance was critical. Too close and the acoustic waves would interfere with the thermite failsafe. Too far and they wouldn't penetrate the quantum field sufficiently. His hands moved with practiced precision as he activated the hidden switch. The generator came to life, utterly silent to human ears but devastating to quantum coherence. Vance felt it more than heard it, a deep vibration that seemed to resonate in his chest cavity, making his teeth ache and his vision blur slightly at the edges. The entire vault began to hum with a strange deep vibration that seemed to come from everywhere and nowhere at once. The concrete walls transmitted the sound, turning the room into a massive resonance chamber. Vance checked his watch, 4 minutes and 37 seconds. Not a moment more. He approached the vault door and placed his hand on the biometric scanner. His handprint was still in the system from the installation, authorized for maintenance access. The panel glowed green and the massive door swung open with a pneumatic hiss. Inside, rows of vacuum-sealed packages lined the shelves, each containing precisely cut diamonds that sparkled even in the low light. Vance's breath caught. $30 million. Enough to disappear forever, to start over somewhere Constantine's reach couldn't find him. But he couldn't just take them. That would trigger alarms, investigations, and inevitably lead back to him. Vance had spent 3 weeks preparing replicas high-grade cubic zirconia stones, cut and weighted to match the real diamonds within 1/10 of a gram. To the naked eye, even to most experts without proper equipment, they were indistinguishable. He worked quickly, methodically replacing each package with its counterfeit twin. 2 minutes gone. 3. His hands moved faster, sweat beading on his forehead despite the cool temperature. 4 minutes and 20 seconds. He sealed the last package and stepped back, visually confirming everything was in place. The vault looked exactly as it had when he entered. 4 minutes and 30 seconds. He was out, the door sealing behind him with a solid thunk. The quantum lock re-engaged, its particles collapsing back into their normal superposition of states. To anyone monitoring the system, nothing had happened. The lock had never been breached. Vance wheeled the cleaning cart back through the checkpoints, the real diamonds hidden in a compartment designed to defeat even military-grade scanners. The guards barely looked at him. He was just the maintenance man, invisible in his mundane uniform. His escape was the final clever act of physics. He didn't run, didn't do anything to attract attention. He simply walked out, climbed into his decade-old sedan, and drove away at exactly the speed limit. Konstantin would discover the theft eventually when he tried to sell the diamonds or when someone subjected them to gemological testing. But by then, Vance would be gone, vanished into a new identity he'd been building for months. The real brilliance wasn't in stealing the diamonds. It was in understanding that the cleverest thief is the one who makes the crime look impossible, who uses the very laws of the universe as their accomplice. Vance had proven that with enough knowledge, even reality itself could be bent to serve those who understood its rules. 3 weeks later, sitting on a beach in Malaysia under a new name, Vance read about a diamond dealer found dead in his warehouse. Konstantin had discovered the theft, and in his rage had accidentally triggered the thermite failsafe while trying to examine the lock. The vault and its contents, fake diamonds and all, had been reduced to molten slag. Vance smiled, ordered another drink, and watched the sunset paint the sky in shades of gold and crimson. Justice, he reflected, came in many forms. Sometimes it came from the quantum realm itself.